If you're new to Medicare, you probably know by now that there are a lot of different options you can enroll in when it comes to various Medicare plans. You might be asking yourself, what is Medigap? Well, I'm going to cover exactly what Medigap is and why it could be the very best coverage you could ever have in your life. So what is Medigap? Well, it's a private insurance policy designed to work right alongside Medicare to help pay most of your medical bills, in some cases, all of them. Now, Medicare consists of two parts, which makes up what's called Original Medicare. They are Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. Medicare Part A covers hospitalization. Medicare Part B covers doctor services. There's also a Medicare Part D drug plan, but we won't get into that right now. I do have a separate video on Medicare Part D. However, when it comes to Medigap plan works right alongside. They're also called Medicare Supplement Plan because it helps supplement Part A and Part B. Now, both of these parts include things like deductibles, copays, and coinsurance, which you're required to pay. Hence the term Medigap. It helps pay those gaps or expenses in Medicare Part A and B for you. Now, Medigap plans are offered by private insurance companies. They're overseen by Medicare, but Medicare doesn't offer the plans themselves like they do Medicare Part A and Part B. So the companies offer the plans and they're designated in letters. There's currently 10 plans available with a high deductible version of 2 additional plans. But I'll go over the details of each plan in a moment, but they are designated in letters A through N. Now, as you go through the alphabet, it doesn't mean the coverage gets better. Keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that these plans are what's called standardized. That means that regardless of which company offers a particular plan letter, it has to have identical benefits of what Medicare sets. So a Medicare Plan G or a Plan N, each company has the exact same coverage. There's no difference in benefits. However, they all charge different rates for it, which can get a little tricky because it's very easy to overpay. I know your mailbox is probably filling up with mail nonstop from all the big companies out there. Well, you don't know if one company has a lower rate or a higher rate than another. We are independent agents. We've been in business 15 years now. Wow. And we help people like yourself to shop them all. You pay the same whether you allow us to help or not because our commissions are built into the premiums, and we make sure you don't overpay on your coverage as well as find the plan to fit your needs. So now that being said, let's talk a little bit about the differences in the Medigap plans. Now, there really just are a few different Medigap plans that most people enroll in. Despite there being 12 different plans available, most people go into these plans because they have the most coverage for the lowest premiums. So those plans are Medicare Plan F, Medicare Plan G, Medicare Plan N, and a high deductible Medicare Plan G. So let's start with Medicare Plan F. Now, only people who are enrolled in Medicare January 1st of 2020 and before can enroll in a Plan F. So if you're new to Medicare, just wait, I'll get into the other different plans, and don't worry, you're not missing out on anything. Plan F got very expensive, and there's Plan G, which I'll get to in a moment, which is very close in coverage. However, if you still have a Medicare Plan F, that's great. You know it's 100% coverage. Show your card and go home. No deductibles, no copays. Fantastic coverage. However, in today's economy, which is getting pretty bad, every dollar counts. You may want to consider a Plan G, but Plan F does cover 100% of those gaps in Medicare Part A and Part B, which is why it was so popular for years. Simply show your Medicare card and your Plan F card and go home. Now, if you do still have a Medicare Plan F, that's great, and you want to keep it, that's great too. However, it doesn't mean you can't switch to a different Plan F with another company and save money. Remember, they all have different rates for the exact same thing. Now, at any point, you can always visit my website, Medisupps.com, where I offer free quotes online, including Plan F, and you can see if you're paying too much, or an even easier way is just call the number below, and we'll shop the rates for you to make sure you're not overpaying on your Plan F. Now, for anybody enrolled in Medicare after January 1 of 2020, you still have great options. Don't worry that you missed out on Plan F because you have Medicare Supplement Plan G available to you. Now, the differences in Plan F and Plan G are who pays the annual Part B deductible. That's it. So the Part B deductible is everybody's got to pay that. It's not based on the Medigap plan you have. It's just everybody who's got Part B Medicare, prior to Medicare paying any of your bills, you need to pay a deductible. That deductible in 2023 is $226. Now, Medicare Plan F pays that for you. So you folks on Plan F know, show your cards, go home. You don't even have to pay that deductible. With Medicare Plan G, you pay the deductible. Then once that's met, it's just like Plan F. It pays everything 100%. However, the premiums for Plan G are much lower. In fact, people on Plan F now are probably paying higher than the deductible. I can guarantee you they are. So the $226, people on Plan F might be paying $300 or $400 extra than Plan G to get a $226 benefit. It's not good math in most cases. However, Plan F, I get it. 100% coverage. You show your card, go home. You don't have to worry about any bills. I do understand that. But again, today's economy, a lot of things are getting very expensive. Every dollar counts. Medicare Plan G is a great plan if you're just looking for one small deductible and then 100% coverage. Now, next down the line is Medicare Supplement Plan N. This is a great plan with fantastic coverage, but lower premiums than Plan G. Now, why does it have lower premiums? What's the catch here? Well, you could have some additional copays with Plan N. So this plan is designed for people who don't go to the doctor very often, or maybe once, twice, even up to 4 or 5 times a year, but they want to save money on their premiums, and they're okay with having some additional cost-sharing options like some copays. So with Plan N, it's just like Plan G. You still pay the Medicare Part B deductible, $226 in 2023. Once that's met on Plan N, if you go back to the doctor, you might have a copay, but it will never be more than $20 per visit. Also on Plan N, if you visit the emergency room and you're not admitted to the hospital, they're going to bill you for $50. It's a $50 copay. And another thing is Plan N does not cover what's called Part B excess charges. These are incredibly rare, very rare that you'll ever see one. Over 99% of the doctors in this country, it's estimated, don't even charge these. And even if they do, it'll be probably less than $20. However, extremely rare. Medicare, what that means is the doctors don't accept the assigned rates from Medicare, which means they can charge a little extra. And with Plan N, it doesn't cover that. Plan G and Plan F do cover the Part B excess charges. However, not a deal breaker by any means, because the premiums of Plan N are so much lower than G, up to $30, $35 less a month in some cases. Boy, you could really save some good money by going on Medicare Supplement Plan N, but have the peace of mind of knowing you still have fantastic coverage. So the last Medigap plan on the list is Medigap Plan G high deductible version. This is for people who just want something in place, want a much lower premium, even lower than Plan N, but they're willing to pay a much higher deductible to get the coverage. So how it works is with Medigap Plan G high deductible version, you pay the Part B deductible like you do with Plan G and Plan N, that $226. After that, Medicare will come and pay 80% of your medical bills. That's what Medicare does. However, you're responsible for every other cost up to $2,700 in 2023. So once you reach the $2,700 out of pocket, then you get 100% coverage, just like Plan F. So similar to G, you have that small deductible for the Medicare Part B. Then Medicare Part B comes in and pays 80%. You pick up the rest of the cost until you reach $2,700, and then it's all 100% covered for the rest of the calendar year. The Medicare Part B deductible is a calendar year deductible, which means it resets every January. Now, why would you go with something like a high deductible Plan G when you've got Plan N or Plan G with much better coverage? Well, the premiums are much less than on Plan N or Plan G for that high deductible version. So it's for people who don't mind getting a lot of various medical bills or the potential to get those and having to meet that higher deductible. Most people don't go with this plan. They'll go with a Plan G or a Plan N, but it is available. It's sort of like a catastrophic type of plan. If you're looking for great coverage, but you're okay with a higher deductible, then Medicare Plan G high deductible version, that would be a good option for you. So as you can see, there's some different benefits of each plan, and there's one that fits your needs the best, and we can help you determine that. And by giving us a call at the number below, it's 1-888-891-0229. Our service is entirely free. There's about 4 of us here. We've been helping people for 15 years with their Medigap insurance. Every year we shop your rates to make sure you're always paying the least amount possible for the best coverage to fit your needs. So give us a call today. I promise you'll be glad you did.